Hello everybody, this is Lindsey here from Chiron Holistic Healing, and this channel is all about pain. Chronic pain doesn't sound like a very light subject, is it? It's not a very light subject. It's very, very serious for many people. So this channel is all about spreading the word, really, trying to help as many people as possible understand what chronic pain is all about and how they can recover from it. So this isn't about managing the pain. It's not about putting a sticking plaster on it. It's not about learning to live with it and cope with it. This is about recovering from chronic pain, about getting better. So by chronic, I'm talking about persistent pain, long-term pain. And actually, it's not just about pain. It's about any long-term condition, really. Because the thing is that once you understand the underlying forces behind it, it's the same process for recovering from any chronic condition. So my name's Lindsey Ford. I'm the founder of Chiron. I'm an occupational therapist, and I've been doing this work for about 9 years now. So the reason I can be so sure that this all works is, one, because I sorted out my own migraines. I used to have migraines. How many years ago now? I had them for a couple of years, and was taking medication for them. And then I started to learn more about the processes behind persistent pain conditions, and I sorted them out and I got rid of them. And now, every now and then, I'll get one, but not very often. Because now I understand what I can do to sort it out, to get rid of it. Whereas before it used to be like, oh my goodness, my world's falling apart. What am I going to do? I've got this again, la 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 la. Yeah, whereas now it's like, okay, we can deal with this, let's sort it out. But whereas I used to get them every day, now I'll get them, I don't know, once every couple of months. It's usually because something's happened to trigger it, something has sparked it off. And I can work with that. And the other reason I know it works is because of the people who I've helped, the people who I work with every day, to help them with their pain conditions, with anxiety, with fatigue, with skin conditions, with all sorts of different hypersensitivities. It works. Yeah, you don't have to just learn to live with it. And this isn't sort of me kind of being a bit wishy-washy and woo either. This is scientifically proven. This is backed by the research that's been going on for years and years, decades. We're talking here. So the process is very much about understanding what the driving forces are behind the pain. So all pain isn't just biomechanical. It's not just in your body. You feel it in your body, yeah, and that is the way that traditionally the medical world works to treat it. Is it looks at the physical aspects of the body. It comes at it from very much a biomechanical perspective. Yeah, so it's going, okay, where's the damage? Where's the tissue damage? Let's deal with that. Okay, and that is how our system works at the moment. It's starting to branch out a bit more, which is good, but it's not there yet. What the research shows us is that all pain is more complicated than that. There's the biomechanical, the physical perspective, but there's also emotional and social, psychosocial. And all of these parts are really, really important to dealing with and resolving persistent pain conditions or other chronic symptoms. They're all equally important, and they're always there 100% of the time. So if you're only looking at the physical perspective, you're not going to get the results. And this is why traditional current ways of dealing with chronic persistent pain aren't very successful. They look at surgery, they look at medications, and that's about it. They look at exercise, and it doesn't get very good outcomes because they're ignoring, they're avoiding a massive portion of it. They're only looking at the physical, they're not looking at the other two bits. So it's like you're only dealing with a third of the issues. So you're not going to get the results, are you? So what you need to do is start looking at all of the aspects. All of the aspects. So this isn't in any way, shape or form saying that pain is in your head. Pain is very, very real for every single person who's experiencing it. No one's saying you're making it up, and no one's saying that you're crazy. Let's be very, very clear on that from the start, because that is not what this is all about. What we're saying is that all pain, 100%, is created by your brain. So if you break your arm, all of the receptors, all of the sensory transmitters, all of the nerves in your arm will send messages up to your brain through your nervous system, up your spinal column, into your brain to say, whoa, this bone is broken. Okay, there's something going on here. There's something not right. And they're the messages that it sends to your brain. Your brain then decides what to do with that information, and it decides whether this is dangerous, whether this is urgent, whether this is critical, how does it need to react? And your brain then sends the messages back down to the part where your bone is broken to alert you that there is a problem here and you need to take action right now. So it's urgent and it's serious. So it gives pain, and it's a message. Pain is a message. It's an alarm system, and it's saying there's a problem, sort it out right now. We're going to give you inflammation, we're going to give pain, we're going to give swelling. And that's what it's all about. So even in sort of short-term, critical, acute pain is always a message, and it's always created by your brain. In chronic pain, the brain is still sending messages down to say create the pain, but actually the initial trigger, the stimulus, isn't there anymore, or is not relevant anymore, or is not appropriate anymore. So it might be that there was an old injury that's long ago healed. It only takes like 12 weeks for the biggest bone in our body to heal. If you've torn something or damaged something or cut something, it heals. Our bodies are incredibly good at healing. They have a huge healing potential. So they heal really quickly within 12 weeks, 16 weeks at the most, I would say. So any pain that's left after that isn't actually about structural damage anymore. It's just about old messages being sent. It's like the fire alarm's going off. The fire's been put out, but no one's actually turned the alarms off. The alarm's still going off and telling you. So sometimes that's what chronic pain's about. It's about the alarm just still going off, and it's an old message that's no longer needed. Sometimes it's because at the time of the damage, there was also emotional stuff going on as well. So that means that your brain has tied the emotional and the emotional pain, so hurt, anger, fear, guilt, shame, all these sorts of things. It may have connected those with the pain from the injury. So then again, once the injury is healed, it's still running this message because it's connected it with the pain, and the pain is still there. That's not been resolved. When I say pain, sorry, the emotional pain is still there. It's not been resolved. So that's another reason for chronic pain to be around. Sometimes there never was any damage. There wasn't any damage at all. So when we look at things like back pain, a lot of the time when people have back pain, they have a scan done, they have investigations done, and it comes back as saying, oh, look, you've got a slip disc, you've got a bulging disc, you've got spinal degeneration, you've got wear and tear to your back. And that'll be given as the reason for why they have pain. But actually, what research shows is that every single person over the age of 20 has these things to some degree or other. And it doesn't mean they have to have pain. When they look at people who have no pain symptoms whatsoever, 80% of these have some sort of back problem that would traditionally be considered to cause pain. But actually they don't have any pain. So how can these things cause pain if these people don't have pain? Does that make sense? So actually what we're now coming to understand is that these are just a normal part of the aging process that everybody has. Like worn joints, everybody has worn joints, because it's just, you know, if you use something, it does get worn. It doesn't mean it causes pain, because we've all got them, but we don't all have pain. And there's actually, when they look at scans and x-rays, there's absolutely no correlation between wear and tear or deformity, I'm saying deformities, in someone's back or joints and pain. So you can't look at someone's scan or x-ray and predict who's going to have pain, because there's actually no connection between the two. There's no correlation. So there's people who've got very worn joints and no pain, and there's people who've got like minimal wear to their joints and lots of pain. So it doesn't tie up. It's like we've made this relationship that doesn't really exist, which is a bit of a mind blower. I'm with you on that one. It came as a bit of a shock to me when I found out about it all. So where am I? So the other thing about chronic pain is about past events. So sometimes there are big correlations between trauma, childhood trauma and trauma in adulthood, and chronic pain. So we're talking about emotional trauma here. And I guess physical trauma quite often comes with emotional trauma as well, which would then connect the two. So this is about your whole nervous system becoming hypervigilant, becoming hyper aroused. So if something, when I'm talking about trauma, it doesn't have to be something huge, it doesn't have to be something life-threatening. It's trauma is defined as anything that is overwhelming for us at the time. We don't feel that we have the resources to deal with at the time. So as a child, there are many things that happen that we're not equipped to deal with. And this can create this trauma response in our bodies that never really gets processed, but it never really goes away, and it keeps on running in our body. So our system becomes hyper aroused, becomes hyper vigilant, which means that our brain is on high alert all the time. If our brain is on high alert, it can create pain. So I will go into more of this in the videos. You know, there's a lot of information here. Just trying to give some of the information about what some of the driving forces are behind pain. And this has all been supported in research, which is amazing, because then we can do something about it. So the key point of all of this is that you can do something about this. You have the power. Just went back to He-Man and She-Ra there for any of you who's in my age. You have got the power to sort this out, to change everything. You know, when I found out about this, I thought, oh my God, everybody needs to know this. Everybody needs to know this. This is life-changing. And it absolutely is. It really, really is. And the more people who know about this, the better. Because once you realise that this isn't about your body, this is about your brain. So you need to work with your brain. So you need to make the changes in your brain, and it is absolutely possible for you to do that. That is life-changing, and that is massively empowering, because it means that you have got the power to change this and to turn your life around. Okay, so I will go into more of all of this in my videos. So I hope to see you in the next one.